Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala because in this special occasion we can meet again on the online activities, everybody. So in this time that we will discuss about the introductions to instructional design. Everybody, as you know that instruction in education is very important to make sure that the learning, teaching and learning activities run well in the classroom. So the basic understandings of the instruction itself is very important for us to make sure that we can really design the instructions based on uh, the objectives of the study, and of course it relies on the students' need too. Okay, let's go to the questions. What is instructional design? So when we questions about instructional design, so we think about the design or the what is it or the types of the instructions itself in teaching and learning process. So as we know that instructional design is a system procedures for developing educations and training programs in a consistent and reliable fashion. So the keywords here we have the developing as a training program. So again and again, as creative and also innovative teachers, we do not only teach but also we must be able to develop and also to train. And of course, in the instructional design itself, it encourages us to evaluate in the end of the procedure itself. So developing means that it is unstoppable ways or activities that to make the education more advanced. So then it is not only our ways to develop the educations and also about the training programs, but also it should be consistent and reliable mission. Means that it must be continuously done by the educators to make the system think better and better uh, semester by semester. All right. And then so you know that what is a system? A system is an integrated set of elements that interact with each other. So uh, everybody, when we analyze result of our analysis, it should be go on to the next step. It is the development, and then also we have the implementations, and the last we have the evaluation. So not only talk about uh, one elements, but it's all about all elements in instructional design itself. So how to make the what is it the circulations or the elements interacts each other. So the educators in this case can be teachers. We don't only focus on the one elements, but it should be step by steps from one design that we will implement to make instructions well itself. And then we talk about the characteristics of a system. The first thing that it should be independent, and then synergistic, then dynamic, and then cybernetic. So, uh, as we know that our governments too is concerned, our government to concern about the independence of the instruction itself. Now we have the terms of the Merdeka Kurikulum. So it relates to the system of relying on the what students need. It is also part of the independence of the system itself. And then synergistic. It means that everything should be involved, or every element should be connected each other. And dynamic means that it moves forward, so it can meet the challenges of the of what will the student face in the future. And the cybernetics, of course, it should be uh, related uh, to the newest conditions of our developing our development of country itself. And then the core of elements of uh, instructional design. The first is analysis. As we know that in analysis, we will conduct the needs assessments. Means that we must be able to understand what will the student need for their future, and then identifying problem, uh, problems in a business setting or some other environment, and then stating a goal. So we must go from the first one, basic one, about the needed, the identifications, and then the goal. So those three are very important for us. In order we can go to the next step. We can get the need of the students and also the need of instructions. Can go to identify, uh, like seeing the problems, and then also related to the environment. Based on the need and also the identifications, we can state the goals of the instruction itself. Then the next is design. After we analyze, we will design. That includes the writing objectives in measurable terms, classifying learning as a type, specifying learning activities, and specifying media. All right, everybody. Uh, Means that when we mix the objectives of the instruction itself, we make we must be able to make sure that whether it can be measured on the objective. For example, if we design for one semester, we should questions: can it be measured or not? Uh, we must classify the learning as a type, and also we must be able to design the activities for the learning, including like uh, whether it relates to the beginning in the wheels of the course activities. And of course, we talk about the media. The media itself, uh, this should be uh, related to the availability of the media itself. means that uh, we go to the situations or based on the result of the analysis that we relate to the environment, whether the environments or the situations or the conditions can power the students to or the educators or students to maximize or to use any media. And then we can go to the development that includes preparing students and instructors materials. So uh, we do not only talk about the analysis and also the design, but also we must be able to make the development of students. Can our students accept our design or not, our the development or and also about the materials during the design. So let's say that it it should be there should be a tryout also to make sure that whether the materials can be used for the students or not. And then the implementations. We talk about the delivering of instructions in the settings for which it was designed. So we do not only talk about the analysis, the the design, the development, but also it is the most important part in the system that how to implement. Can it be implemented in the classroom? So some settings that can be applied, but how about the other settings? The other settings can be cannot be applied. So there are many possibilities in implementations of design itself. So that's why we should take the samples randomly. So in order to get a feedback whether the implementations can be accepted or of course we can go to the next step what we call as evaluations that include the formative and summative evaluations as well as revisions. So in the implementations, we will have like the evaluations of formative. So we talk about the formative means that it is in the process, and also summative is at the end of implementations. So the educators are encouraged to revise that what's wrong, what problems, and what obstacles that has been that have been faced during the implementations. If it is necessary that there can be majority revisions, but if the obstacles or the problems are not too hard, so it can be to the minor revisions. All right. You see the diagram, it is like the circle or like the systems is like this. So let's say that when we design the instructions, let's say it's like an unstoppable circulations. So semester by semester, day by day, educators will always evaluate and to run again first pace from the first step until to the last. Uh, hopefully, after these kinds of activities that we can reach what we call as uh, good development and also good implementations, right? Everybody. So that's all about my first presentations about the brief explanations from what is instructional design and the surface of the systems of activities in designing the instruction itself. Hopefully, we can share and discuss again in the next video. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.